Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're stepping into the daily routine of one of the most polarizing, productive, yet relentlessly driven people alive, Elon Musk. And whether you admire him, criticize him, or just observe him from the distance, one thing is undeniable. He brings productivity to a completely new level because he works on a completely different frequency, because he runs several different companies at the same time. He works insane hours. His decisions affect entire industry, yet he still finds time to tweet. Therefore, let's have a look today at his daily routine. What are the benefits, what you can do to apply it to your daily routine, and of course, adjustments that you have to make in order to match your lifestyle. You ready to rumble so that you can feel unstoppable? Yes, all right, you are ready? Then let's start right away with point number one, his daily routine. One thing for sure, his daily routine is built on extreme focus, time compression, and ruthless prioritization. And it starts usually around 7 a.m. because he tries to sleep around 6 hours. He has noticed that if he sleeps less than 6 hours, it impacts his priority. And that's really interesting to think about, that you just need 6 hours of sleep and still be as productive as possible. Just think about it. He goes to bed at 1 a.m., sleeps 6 hours, 7 a.m. wakes up and is already ready to rock the day. Imagine you could do the same thing. Whew. I mean, if I were to do this, I could already think about all the different things I would love to work on. Simply put, anything creative or helping other people really be at the best level in their life. Imagine. Then, or let me know in the comments as well, what would you do if you were to have 1 or 2 more hours in the day? What kind of topics would you work on? I'm curious to hear, so let me know. The second part is, after he got up, he's not really a morning ritual person. He just gets up, no breakfast, no stretching, no meditation, no affirmation. He just grabs his coffee and jumps right into work. That's really efficiency. You wake up and immediately you're ready to perform. How incredible is that? You can really see his drive and his motivation to go to work and really work on the different projects that are important for the companies to work on, right? Then let's have a look at the next part of his routine, is that he starts his day with email triage. He spends the first hour clearing urgent emails, and this is his version of morning clarity. Must be interesting that when you wake up in the morning and you look through your entire inbox of all the tons of email you get and really look at what's the most important thing. Because one thing for sure, I don't think that he's answering all of the emails at once. No, he really looks at what are the most important ones and then gets back to them. And I wouldn't want to have his amount of email in my inbox, but for sure you learn one important skill, which is to prioritize which one to answer, which one to ignore, or which ones to come back at a later time. All right, then let's have a look at the next part. He works in 5-minute blocks. This is Musk's most famous productivity habit. He schedules his day in 5-minute increments. Meetings, emails, engineering reviews, factory visits, all broken into micro blocks. And this is how he compresses times. This means he looks at the larger goal that he has and then tries to subdivide it into smaller blocks of 5 minutes. And then within those 5 minutes, he's just focused on this task at hand and completes it within 5 minutes. Isn't it amazing just to think about that you can split your entire task into smaller subparts and really just focus on the task at hand? Just imagine, done, done, done. You must feel amazing after 1 hour because you had already several blocks of 5 minutes where you can say done, 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 completed, yes, right? Then let's have a look at the next part. He splits his week across multiple companies. His typical week might look like this: Monday, SpaceX; Tuesday, Tesla; Wednesday, Tesla; Thursday, SpaceX; Friday, Tesla or X; and on the weekends, whenever his fire is burning. He physically moves between factories, offices, and launch sites. You can really see that he uses one of the ultra-productive people hacks, which is to block the task accordingly. So instead of switching on one day between the different companies, he really has specific focus times for each of the tasks so that his mind stays within one company. And instead of switching, his brain need to have all the energy to switch between the companies, the different projects, he really blocks the specific days to work on those topics that he has. Here's an interesting fact. He eats fast, extremely fast. Remember this 5-minute focus? The same thing applies to his eating habits. So he eats within 5 minutes, or maybe sometimes between 10 minutes. Isn't that incredible? You really have your system, 5-minute blocks, and it applies to every part of your life. You can see here the discipline is not just applying to your work life, but it can really apply to different aspects of your life, relationship, health, exercising, and you see the list is long, even diet, right? So one thing for sure here is he eats whatever is available, and often during meetings. And you can see here really he rather focuses on the task at hand instead of taking time to take food, to eat slowly. No, it is within this 5-minute block. Next part is he works 80 to 100 hours a week. It's not a myth. He has said it repeatedly that normally he works between 800 to 100 hours per week. Hey, Luisa, what happened here? Why do you say 800 hours? Doesn't it even exist that you have 800 hours in the week? No. It's 80 to 100 hours. I guess I was just so excited to share about his output, his productivity during the week, that I thought that within 18 hours, he's having the output of 800 hours. So never mind, just remember he works insane hours still, from 80 to 100 hours per week. Isn't that incredible? Now we can continue with the video. It's incredible to see that somebody is able to perform for so many hours consistently. It just shows us that anything is possible, but for sure you need to have the right system in place so that you are able to perform and haul all of those different tasks. And there's one thing that supports him in that part is that he spends time with his children whenever possible. For example, he integrates family time into his schedule rather than separating it. And that's quite interesting that he uses the family time just to energize himself so that he can still remain focused on the most important task for his different companies. It's interesting. How about you? Are you able to integrate part of your family life into your daily work routine? If not, are there some other hacks that you're using to just shortly energize yourself during a busy day? Do you look, for example, at some pictures of your loved ones? Let me know, I'm curious to hear. Then the next part is that he ends the day with engineering work. Musk often does his deepest technical work at night when the world is quiet. And that's really interesting. So instead of doing his deep work when everybody is awake and just blocking time, instead he uses this deep focus time more at night when everybody is asleep. And somehow it makes also sense, right? When everything is quiet, you just have the peace of the night around you. And that's when you can really concentrate at the work at hand and come up with great ideas that can affect industries, right? And then last but not least, he goes to bed around 1 a.m. And then the cycle repeats. You can see his routine is not glamorous, not aesthetic or optimized. It is really based on output. You can see in his routine that his main concentration, his main focus is on the output, really adding value to the different companies and making sure that he maximizes the output for those companies. Incredible, right? Then let's have a look at what are the benefits of his daily routine. Of course, his routine works because it's based on his mission, but also his personality. The benefit number one is the ruthless focus. The 5-minute blocks eliminate distractions because every minute has a purpose. Imagine you have several different subtasks and you plan to spend 5 minutes on one task. It really tells you, I need to focus on that specific task. I cannot let any other distraction come in because otherwise I'm not going to achieve my task. So it helps you to remain extremely focused on the task and not be sidetracked by, oh, I should answer to a colleague. Oh, I have an email coming in. Oh, how about this or that? No, it helps you to remain extremely focused on your task at hand. The benefit number two, how he schedules his day, is a massive output. Because as he works 80 to 100 hours a week, you can see that he simply produces more than most people. And that's because also you can see in his daily routine that he is purely focusing on the output and also accomplishing the mission that he has in mind. Benefit number three, cross-disciplinary thinking. He switches between companies keeps his mind flexible. He sees patterns that others miss. And that's something very interesting. Instead of just focusing at one task, you work on several different tasks at the same time. And the cool thing is then one thing you learn at one task, the skills you can apply to the first task. That's one thing I have noticed doing my regular job, working on Simply Put, anything creative, and also mentoring and helping other people aside of all of that. And it's very interesting because when you work, for example, on design skills, those design skills about how to design something, how to communicate something, it can apply to any of the other projects that you're working on. And it's an extra benefit. So you can see here, one of his benefits is that he is able to take knowledge he has from one company into the other company and vice versa. That's incredible, right? Benefit number 4, high-speed decision making. He makes his decision fast and also can quickly adapt them. And this is something that sets him apart from competition. And that's really interesting that within a short moment of time, he's able to look at the entire situation and make decisions. Whether it's good or not, that's a different part. But the ability to grasp something and then come up with a solution is really outstanding in that field. I mean, my last name has the word fast in it, and I wish I could be as fast as this, but sometimes, it takes a bit more time to decide, okay, whether I should go for or, balance all the difference or weigh out all the pros and cons and then come up with some ideas. So that is something that is really helpful for him or beneficial for his daily routine. Because of the 5 minutes focus blocks, he can really decide quickly and adjust quickly because also of the ultra focus. All right, benefit number 5. One thing that you can see in his daily routine is that he is purely focused on the mission itself. And this is something that really drives his motivation, his work every single day, because he sees his mission as existential. Something that really drives him, helps him to wake up, be motivated to work on all of the different topics he has at hand. And that's something really inspiring to see, that someone who has a vision and a mission in mind is able to really come up with energy levels that maybe are not in any average person that you see, right? One thing I can take away from looking at his daily routine is that if you have a mission in mind, it just gives you superpowers to really do your best and be unstoppable, right? You can see his daily routine is not about balancing itself, it's really about the impact that he makes, the output that he makes, the contribution that he does in the larger field. Wonderful. So these were the first 2 parts. We looked at the daily routine, we looked at the benefits, but now you know what? It gets even more interesting because we're going to look at things that you could apply to your daily routine, and of course, very, 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 very important things that you should adjust before trying out any of those tips. You curious? Then stay tuned for part number 2, and it will follow very soon. And in the meantime, let me know in the comments which part you liked, which part you want to hear more of, because I'm regularly doing those reviews of daily routines to share with you points that you and I can learn in order to improve our lives. Let me know in the comments whom you would like to hear more of. I'm curious and I look forward to hearing from you. Bye! Okay, psst, one more thing. Remember to subscribe to the channel so that you always stay on top of what's happening right now. Speak to you soon!